The Eveleth City Council meeting scheduled for 2 p.m. July 2nd, 2024 will now come to order. Roll call.
Councillor Rousey.
Here.
Councillor Coivinon.
Here.
Councillor Perkovich.
Here.
Councillor Lillis.
Here.
Mayor Vasilevich.
Here. Approval of minutes. Minutes of City Council special meeting May 23rd. Minutes of City Council special meeting May 29th. Minutes of City Council workshop meeting June 4th. Minutes of City Council meeting June 4th. Minutes of City Council meeting June 18th. And minutes of special emergency meeting June 21. Anybody have any questions on those minutes or any changes? If not, I'll call for a motion that we approve the minutes.
So moved.
Motion made by Perpich. Do you have a support?
Support.
Support by Koivunen. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Approval of tonight's agenda. Do we have any additions?
I don't.
Anybody on the council have anything to add? Then I call for a motion. We approve tonight's agenda as it is printed.
So moved. Support.
Motion made by Koivunen, supported by Rousey. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We have a presentation tonight from Beth Pierce, Iron Range Tourism Bureau. Whenever you're ready, Beth.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mayor, members of the council. Thank you for letting me be here today. I am Beth Pierce. I'm the director of Iron Range Tourism, which is a nonprofit destination marketing organization. We serve the communities from Hibbing to Hoyt Lakes. We are funded primarily by the local option lodging tax that is collected by 14 lodging properties, hotels, motels, 7 campgrounds, and probably right now around maybe a dozen short-term rentals. So they're all contributing to that fund. And I'm here today to talk about a few things that I'm excited about, but you can certainly come by and talk to me anytime. My office is right across the highway there at the Mesabi station. You can call, email, whatever. I love to talk about tourism. I would also invite you to look at our website, ironrange.org, when you have time. If you go to the About Us page, you can see who's on the board, and also you can view our 2023 annual report. Jackie's a long time. She's been on the board as long as I've been around, maybe longer, I don't know, but we thank her for her service. So before I talk about the good things that are happening, I want to acknowledge that, as we all know, it was not a great winter. Lodging taxes were down by 20% in the first quarter of this year, thanks to our utter lack of snow. Giants Ridge really was helpful. They had the best snow out of any ski resort in the Midwest, and they kept it that way most of the season. While their visits were down, they did maintain market share, and they were able to host some pretty big events, high school, Nordic and downhill events. And of course, The Rock hosted the men's curling nationals. That helped our lodging properties a lot. And of course, our usual hockey tournaments and basketball and stuff always helps get us through the winter. So it definitely could have been worse, but we would prefer snow, obviously. And we were looking forward to a great summer until we got all this rain, and that kind of, I think obviously it's caused some challenges for cities and the county, and wiped out some trails, particularly the Mesabi Trail over in the Giants Ridge area is gonna be out in sections for quite some time. But I think from what I'm hearing, the ATV trails are back online, and the rest of the Mesabi Trail is looking good. Mountain bike trails at Giants Ridge have been affected a little bit longer term, but the ones in Redhead are back. So I think what I'm hearing is that June has, people are coming here, so that's all good news. And a couple of really exciting things that have happened. The Lake and St. Louis County Regional Railroad Authority, which operates the Mesabi Trail, it's been in progress for 25 years or so, and it's always been their plan that as they got closer to it being finished, they would invest money in marketing. And of course, Iron Range Tourism promotes the trail too, but this, for the first time, they have a dedicated, nice chunk of money that they're using to promote the trail. And starting in last fall, so they've seen a really large increase in the number of visits to their website and requests for their map. So hopefully that will translate into a lot more people on the trail, now and moving forward. And if you're an ATVer, you know that there's been a lot of work on the ATV trails, a lot of connections, really critical connections that have been made in the last couple years and are really close to being made. So we finally, for the first time ever, will have a large map like those really great snowmobile trail maps that have it's called Iron Trail Map, that shows our region. We'll have one of those for ATV trails showing all those connections. And it goes down to a little bit south of the Alborn-Pengilly Trail and over to just over the Itasca County border, and then to the, the North Shore, and then it goes up to right where the Prospector Loop trails are in the Ely area and where you can connect to the Voyager trails. So, I mean, we've never had this before. So this is going to be an awesome planning tool for people who want to ride up here and want to spend multiple days in our region. They'll be able to see how they can get around. So I'm super excited about that. Eveleth does have a small ad on the back of that map, and with the QR code to promote your in-town trails. So personally, I think that's going to be a game changer because that has never existed for anybody anywhere to plan their actual ATV trip up here. So that's very exciting. And because we recognize how important trails are, we're working with the Mesabi Trail on our Trails Task Force to host an event. It'll be September 18th. You guys will all be invited for our city leaders and land managers and club folks just to talk about trails, because there's been millions and millions of dollars invested, and we want to make sure that we all benefit from all those trails that have been put in the ground. So we're going to have that event, like I said, September 18th. More to come on that. It'll be in Virginia. And I want to give you an update on the Mine Tour project. So it's been a couple years, I think, when Megan Christensen and Sarah Carling came and presented to you folks. That is a project that highlights active and former mining areas and all of our towns along the Mesabi Iron Range and the Vermilion Range, and there's some in the Cuyuna Range. That project has gotten to a point where there's been video created for all the towns and photography, and you guys would have access to that for Eveleth. But a story map was created, so there's a website that follows through. I've seen it. It's very cool. It's not live yet, but it's really close to being live. And then the next phase of that is the signage that your council kind of chipped in. I don't know exactly how much money, $4,000 maybe, a couple years ago. And part of the deliverable to you was this signage. So that's the next phase of that. You'll probably be hearing a little bit more about that from me because I'm going to be working more actively on that part of it. But that'll be exciting, and I think that includes a location up at Leonidas. So it's all going to tie in very nicely. So that's where that project is at. And before I go, I have to just give a little plug for our Certified Tourism Ambassador program. We offer that about 6 times a year, and we just invite people to come and learn about the great things to see and do on the Iron Range. And then we're in our 13th year of the Spirit of Hospitality Awards. We've had it a couple times at the Eveleth Auditorium, and that's just a great event that recognizes people in hospitality that are front-facing with all of our visitors and guests. So that'll be coming up. That event will be coming up in October. We're doing some good work. There's good things happening. We have all of our ongoing campaigns that are performing really well, and I would invite any questions that you might have.
Anybody have any questions for Beth? What's going on? People don't realize how much is going on around the area, really. Like the ATVs, they bring a lot of money into the communities.
They do, and I'm really excited about that map because it's just going to be so helpful for people to. I mean, it's one thing to have, Ride Command or Avenza on your phone, but how do you know how to plan your trip if you can't see all the trails in one place? So it's going to be.
Yeah, there's a lot more out there than people realize.
I was on my way up the tower the other day, and a whole bunch of ATVs were full of mud, and I just thought, I was just laughing to myself. I said, I bet you they had a good time. So hopefully we can get some more of those people up here.
Yes, I hope so too.
Thank you for the update.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody have any questions for Beth? Beth, I really appreciate you coming up here and bringing us up to speed on everything.
Yeah.
Then everybody gets to hear, firsthand.
Yep.
when you watch the meeting.
Well, have a great 4th of July, everyone, and go Eveleth.
Thank you, you too.
You too. We'll see ya.
I have to apologize for wearing jeans in front of you. I forgot.
We like casual,
Yeah, we like casual.
like people to be themselves.
Consent agenda, payroll, June 1st through the 15th, and approval of claims for June. Anybody have any questions or anything on the claims? If not, call for a motion. We approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Motion made by Rousey. We have a support.
Support.
Support by Purpich. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried. We have no public hearings, no unfinished business. We'll jump into new business. We got a few items on that. Fourth Amendment to agreement regarding school district property. Jackie, and what is that amendment for?
So that amendment, you have a purchase agreement for the property, and you're amending it because you're asking for them to save the fine arts multi-purpose building. I did want to point out, because there are 3 different items, that when you get to the lease, which is the last one, some eagle eye thinkers found for us a little bit error on the first page, number 1 premises, that still listed the hockey rink. Okay, when actually the hockey rink is going to be removed, and we're going to be lucky enough to be able to rebuild our own hockey rink in the same area, which is going to be a great thing for us. So I apologize that there was one more change. I just didn't want to fill your inbox today by sending you more papers.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering, because I thought we were going to tear it all down and rebuild and have our guys put a new rink up there. So, yeah,
That's still the plan, eh?
Yes.
Sort of.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
just
still
maybe make a
fine.
revision to the,
Yeah, they're gonna landscape up there, but leave,
Oh, that old one is falling on the ground.
yeah, they're gonna leave the base where the rink like it is. There'll be landscaping around it, so.
I have one question, is that this document now is the final document that goes to
the ones
them?
I emailed you some new documents.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay? And the only change to that, because again, I didn't want to fill up your inbox, is
Okay.
that on the lease in number 1, I just
I got
removed
it.
the term hockey rink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I understood all of that.
Yeah, yeah, otherwise-
I want to know, is this the paper that's going to the school board by the 8th for their approval? Okay, thank you very much.
And those 2 shacks are going too up there, you know,
Yeah.
they're bad, so. Anybody else have any questions regarding this Fourth Amendment? If not, I'll call for a motion that we approve item 1.
So moved.
Motion made by Rousey, we have a support.
Support.
Support by Koivunen, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item 2, First Amendment to purchase agreement for the purchase of Eveleth School campus property. Anybody have any questions on that? If not, I'll call for a motion that we approve item 2.
The question I had regarding this escrow account, now I would assume that it's capped at $600,000, is that correct? We have to put $100,000 in escrow, and then as that's depleted, we have to put more in escrow, and the most that we're going to be out of pocket at any time is $600,000. I guess that would be the question,
Well,
is
if you
that
look
correct?
at the second page of the First Amendment to the Purchase Agreement, letter D, halfway through D, it says if the seller determines during the demolition process that the special demolition expenses will exceed $600,000, they'll contact the buyer and discuss the additional costs before they are incurred. However, regardless, the buyer, meaning the city, shall be responsible for these additional costs.
Okay, so it could essentially exceed $600,000 in addition to the $500,000 that we're giving for the property.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And do we have any funding mechanism for that particular expenditure? Do we know?
So for the budget for this year, my recollection is I set aside $250 out of $500 for the purchase of the property. The initial $500, and next year we'll budget the other $250. And I believe back in early June, I sent you all a copy of an email from Whitney Bridlon from the Unused Resources regarding their grant timeline. Their fiscal year starts starting Monday. And pretty soon they'll send out an announcement they'll accept grant applications. And of course, we will apply on your behalf to get some funds for the heating system. So there may be some funds that go beyond the 600 that you need for the heating system. But we will certainly ask for whatever we can, whether it be additional monies that you're going to be out of pocket for them to stay in the building. We're going to ask for as much as we can.
So the qualifying expenses for the grant program, whatever it may fall under, and you may not even be able to answer the question, but I assume that the cost of re-rigging the heating system would be one of those qualifying expenditures.
Yes, and so we would likely put a grant out there that includes possibly more than that. We have to have a match, but we believe we have come up with the purchase amount for the property, the $500,000.
Yeah, that would be the match.
We'll use as a match.
Yeah.
So we're going to ask for as much as we possibly can to help us incur those costs. But like any other grant we apply for, we don't know if we're going to get it until it goes through their staff and the commissioner looks at it, so.
And the only other question, I would assume that that grant would only apply to the front end of this transaction, meaning we probably wouldn't be getting any assistance with like operating costs or anything like that.
No, in all of my years here, I'm sure I put a lot of grants in. I don't recollect that there are any grants being given to us or maybe even other folks. I'm sure there's an exception for operating costs. There are grants for operating costs, which is what we do.
Thank you, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
Any other discussion? We have a motion and a second, Steph? Oh. Call for a motion. And we move item 2, motion made by Koivunen. Do we have a support?
Support.
Support by Purpich. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Item 3, lease between the city and Independent School District 2909. This is pretty much the same as we usually do, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's a triple net lease.
Yeah. Anybody have any questions on that? If not, call for a motion to approve item 3.
So moved.
Made by Rousey. Do we have a support?
Support.
Support by Purpich. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Item 4, professional design services proposal from Whitseth for boiler system for fine arts multi-purpose building. Anybody have any questions on that?
Well, in the proposed fees, I was a little taken aback by them, but the next paragraph, it says, Whitseth in the city of Hibbing.
Oh, yes, somebody else caught that error. They printed it, sent me a copy. I just didn't burn the copy screen.
Okay, just so,
I had a question regarding the proposed fee, the $115,000. Is that going to be included in the cost of the newly updated heating system?
Yes, I confirmed with Katie Hildebrand at Whitseth that their proposal is included in the prior estimate she had given you folks at a prior meeting in late May.
Thank you.
Any further discussion on a proposal from Whitseth? If not, call for a motion and we approve that.
so moved.
Motion made by Purpich. I have a support.
Support.
Support by Koivunen. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Change order number 1 from George Bugalis and Sons in the amount of $35,925 for Leonidas Overlook.
We talked about this just a week or so ago,
Correct.
Yeah.
and all the bids were high, and he came in and readjusted his bids.
You are correct.
Always good to get deducts.
Yeah.
Any questions? Not, we'll call for motion that we approve change order number 1.
So,
Motion made by Lillis, we have a support.
Support.
Support by Rousey. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Item 6, change order number 2 from Max Gray Construction in the amount of $148,311.80 for city projects. And I think that took in quite a few projects we had going on with them.
It did. So it included the items I presented you probably a month ago that they're already going down the road, literally. Things are being done, those extra things. And we had a couple other things that had come up, like some faucets that they kept throwing that just weren't right, touching up some painters involved, and some things that just kind of happened. So all wrapped into one chamber. I summarized them on the last page because I didn't want to have to give you 3/4 minute paper that I received with all the backup.
Yeah.
If you'd like to see it, I have.
Anybody have any questions? If not, I'll call for a motion that we approve change order number 2 from Max Gray Construction.
So moved.
Motion made by Rousey, we have a support.
Support.
Support by Purpich. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Number 7, call for bids for 2024 airport water main improvement project. I think this has been on a burner for a lot of years, that water main out there.
Yeah, we've had a lot of problems out there with breaks and cracks.
It's practically new with all the patches you got on it.
There's quite a few patches in that area. It's given a lot of problems to some of the houses in that area. So we decided to do that this year and finally got the okay from the state to go ahead, so.
Well, that's what we were waiting for,
That's what we were
waiting for the state to come up?
Yeah, for the loan program, we had to wait. They have to give you the okay, the Department of Health has to give you the okay.
Are we sure we can get somebody in there to do the work before
Not
the
positive.
snow flies?
We'll try to get it, we'll get it bid out and we'll see what they say. But the way they're backed up to it probably isn't gonna happen till next year. But we can't guarantee it, we don't know until we bid it out.
Well, the good thing about it is it's been like this forever.
A
So
long time.
if we have to wait a little longer, we have to wait a little longer. But at least it's on the agenda to get
Yeah,
done.
I hope not, but like I say, with everything backed up because of the weather with contractors, they're having a tough year too, so.
Yeah. Well, look at Fail Pond. We can't get that north side started.
No.
Every time it rains, it floods out and it rains every other day. Anybody have any questions from Jerry or Ellen? If not, I'm gonna call for a motion. We approve the call for bids. So moved. Motion made by Koivunen. We have a support.
Support.
Support by Lillis. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Item number 8, CMIS proposal for cemetery software. We're finally gonna go digital and get away from the,
21st century, Bob, we're moving ahead.
and I'm assuming this gets into place, then people can look who's buried where and what's available to and everything. Oh, that'll be
Now, get rid of your Dewey Decimal System you have down there.
all the maps. Anybody have any questions? Steph, she works with this.
That's her ball week. Is this something that you're looking good at? It looks good for you?
Yeah, I've been looking at it for,
It's been a while, yeah.
Okay.
Well, we got that whole new section up there too, you know, and that's
Yeah.
open, so.
Just want to make sure it's what you want administratively so that makes it a lot, job easier for the crew and you, Steph, so appreciate it.
Well, if you have family from out of town, then they can get on there and find out where, relatives and things are.
Yep.
If no one has any questions, I call for a motion that we approve this proposal for the city of Eveleth.
So moved.
Motion made by Rousey. Do we have support?
Support.
Support by Purpich. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 9, resolution accepting donation from United Way of Northeastern Minnesota, City of Eveleth for Library Summer Reading Program, $1,000.
Are we able to do the summer reading program this year?
Yes, Mary Ellen and staff have been moving many of their events to the auditorium.
Oh, okay.
And the library itself, still weeks away?
I'll move on tomorrow for the construction meeting.
Okay.
If no one has any more questions, I'll call for a motion that we approve the resolution accepting the donation and send the United Way of Northeastern Minnesota a letter of thanks. So moved. Motion made by Koivunen. Do we have a support?
Support?
Support by Lillis. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 10, resolution accepting donation from Fond du Lac College for the library.
This was in the form of a book that was donated through the Fond du Lac College.
Yep, it's a fine looking book. I have it on my desk if you'd like to see it. I'll turn it back over to Mary Ellen.
A lot of history, I think, in the area, that book. No one has any questions, call for a motion that we approve the resolution accepting the donation from Fond du Lac College and send them a letter of thanks for their contribution.
So moved.
Motion made by Purpich. We have support.
Support.
Support by Koivunen. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 11. Agreement between City of Eveleth Ambulance Service and RCB Collections Agency. Do we do something with them every year, or was this the
No,
first time?
I don't ever recall doing one. It's just that we've been doing it for decades. Probably there's some old agreements, so the title of the files.
Oh, okay.
I think they've come a long way from what I understand from what they used to do and how they're
Yeah,
doing it
they
now.
have.
So,
I had them way back when.
Anybody have any questions on this agreement? Because the ambulance is going pretty much. Okay, a call for a motion and we approve this agreement between the City of Eveleth and RCB Collections Agency.
so moved.
Motion made by Purpich. We have support.
Support.
Support by Koivunen. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Board and liaison updates. Well, we had a little surprise at the airport, hey Joe?
Oh, yeah, another headache's going on.
So we got to do some reinventing there, get another FBO and manager.
Yeah. Yeah, we have to get some stuff going, you know, it's a full-time job out there, we gotta get somebody out there to do it.
Yeah, especially when you're getting more commercial customers out there now.
You know, the days of 8 to 3, that's long gone, and if you read the bylaws, it's a 24-hour job. I mean, we had a couple of phone calls yesterday, and yeah, we have to get on top of it right away.
We have a meeting
It's a board decision.
next week, don't we?
Yes, the 9th. So hopefully we'll have some more updates.
Yeah, just when everything was running smooth, you know, everything was getting done and, oh well. Anybody else have anything from any other commissions or board meetings? Kind of a slow time in the summer.
HRA, everything is running fairly smoothly. The one hitch in the giddy up continues to be the door issue that we paid a lot of money on. And it's still, well, let's just say pending. There are, the engineers are turning it over to the insurance carriers, who are turning it over to another individual or individuals, and so it's all in a state of flux at the moment. And the bad news is it, may come to pass that we won't have the problem remedied by this winter. So, we'll keep working on getting that issue resolved, and we'll let you know when that issue is resolved.
They look nice.
They look nice. They tend to take on frost.
They tend to freeze straight through.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's not good.
I suppose the insurance company and the manufacturer are probably going back and
You know how that works. And the people suffer.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to kind of keep after them. Well, that takes care of it. Council presentation, committee reports. Chief, you got anything to add?
I have nothing, Mayor.
Are you ready for Thursday or Wednesday night and Thursday?
We are ready. We're ready. Plenty of officers, and we're working with Jerry's crew for signs and barricades. We'll be good to go.
Are you deputizing Jerry this year?
I'm trying to get Sherry to go. Now, we got some officers coming from Virginia and East Range Police Department and Gilbert.
No, cool.
Good. Plenty of staff.
You got them under control? Okay. The East Range guys,
Well, it's just, it's staffing is so tough for local law enforcement.
You get an
Everybody's
influx.
poaching employees from everybody else.
You get an event like this, you need all the help.
Yeah.
Well, the state patrol's in town so much, they might as well work with you too.
I'm sure they'll be-
I mean, every time I turn around, they're going down my block, so we might as well hire them too.
I had an opportunity to talk to Officer Ragland here just the other day, and that was my first chance at actually meeting him, and he's going to be gone the day after tomorrow, or the day after the 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, sorry to see him go.
I told him that's training for the Mardi Gras.
Exactly what I told him. I says, here's a mini Mardi Gras. Where you were going, it's a lot bigger.
And every day.
Yeah. Anything else, Chief? Jerry, you got anything to add?
I'll give you a quick update on FAO Pond Lift Station that we had all the water damage on. We did get one pump going, so we have one pump installed and going just temporarily. Our control panels were all flooded out, but our electrician got one going, and the pump company came up, gave us a spare, so we can't really run it unless absolutely necessary. I did rent a generator because our generator was deemed unrepairable, and that's that new generator we put in there maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So that's shot, so we're using that right now, and I'm working with the League of Minnesota Cities, and they kind of gave me the okay that, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to get things up and running, so. And talking with the county about some funds, maybe through FEMA, that we can hopefully get down the road to help out with all these damages, because we have quite a few, big money damage. So we're gonna have to do some controlling issues, some new boxes and controls, and a new generator, probably 2 or 3 new pumps.
I see the zeros adding up, Jerry.
Yeah, it's ringing up. But hopefully, between insurance and maybe we can get some monies, which it sounds like that could happen, so.
There's so much damage in different parts of the state. I mean, really a lot of flooding.
Yeah.
Just keep us up and running, Jerry.
Yeah, and we've had a few manholes. Jim noticed one, Councilor Burpich noticed one today, and we got to look at, but we've had a few cave-ins too of catch basins and piping, and So we had to dig up the road. So all that stuff costs money, you know, the shouldering down by Old Highway 53, if anybody's been down there, that was washed out into the cemetery. That's gonna take many, many.
It looks like about 25 to 30 roads
At
easy.
least, yeah.
Is MinDOT is going to upgrade that road for the detour?
They're gonna be doing some improvements on it, but I don't know when they're starting. So I was gonna talk to Alex Carrots and see if they're willing to help out at all with it. But they have a lot of damage too, so I don't know if they'll be able to. But, so that's the update on that stuff. We're working on getting money and trying to get it back up and running, so.
Cool.
Keep the power on, fella.
Yeah, what do you do?
Keep the lights on.
Al, you got anything new to add?
Just a quick update on the Fail Pond bike trail or walking trail. Is talking with Sauber Bituminous earlier today. Where we at? It's the next project after the 4th. So they were hoping to be in there last week, just about it into law. But it's the next one is what it's maturity. So if we don't have it then, I guess we'll have to sit down with them and figure out when we can get it done.
Every time it gets close, we get a downpour and it floods everything again.
Considering the weather stays nice, we've got a time frame about how much work they have left, 2 weeks, a month.
The bulk of it can be done within 2 weeks is what we thought.
So Mother Nature keeps nicking us.
So it's been a bad year for these.
It's okay, we'll get her done. It'll look like all of a sudden just explode like a flower.
Do more damage and good.
You're really an optimist.
I'm feeling pretty good today, Bobby.
I
No
see
back
that.
pain. Whoa, no back pain to make me sour.
Steph, do you have anything to add? Jackie?
So I need to tell you, you will have a second meeting in July. Next, you need to approve a resolution appointing some election judges. And I am this far from having a proposal to fix the library steps. And the good news is, it's not going to have to be a total tear out or reconstruction.
Oh, that's good.
That's really good news.
Yeah.
I was hoping to get me the change order number today, but things happen. So for the next meeting, we'll get that going. So.
I don't think the rain will affect that project.
No.
It should be good there.
I hope so.
Joel, you have anything to add?
No, I don't, Mayor, thank you.
Okay. Anybody from the council have anything to add?
I think I'm gonna just let you do the happy 4th of July from all of us to everybody.
Yeah. Wrap her up, Bobby.
That way we all don't get our thunder taken.
Well, I hope we do have another, it looks like the weather's going to provide some relief for us for the parade and the night before for the.
And then it'll clean the streets out.
Fireworks. And Friday.
It'll work out perfectly.
If you can believe anything on these phone apps, it looks like Friday we're going to get some more rain, so hooray for us and too bad for everybody else, you know. But I hope everybody has a good 4th of July and safe one. Anybody from the audience want to address the council? If not, meeting adjourned.